Hello everyone, I am Renowned Zero, and we're back again after 2 days off, talking about Airrick choosing to go after yet another content creator for his takes on what appears to be Lego pushing pride stuff on children, which again, I don't understand why these people insist on being for pushing pride stuff on children when there's no such thing as gay kids or trans kids. I don't understand why you keep going after these content creators who simply are putting their opinions on the internet, especially with Az. Az is a very passionate dude about what he likes, and he really loves Lego sets. He talks about them all the time on live streams. Does live streams building Lego sets, as well as Warhammer 40k. And so you're going to go after someone who is passionate about something and is giving his opinion on something that shouldn't be pushed upon children, which is kind of weird considering you like to call everyone else a bunch of names, like a bunch of istanphobes, yet you want to sit here and say it's okay to push these types of things on children, which makes you very sus. So, once again, coming from the Riververse Go Post Twitter account, I will leave a link to it in the description. Go follow them. They're a very great account. They bring light to these weirdos quite often. So we're going to jump into these few clips here. We've got a few of them. It looks like got 3 clips of Airrick. Not Eric July, but Airrick, as you see here. You see right here. And we're going to give our thoughts on what he has to say. Let's jump right into it.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to... No, I don't need to full screen this. This is fine.
Yeah. Inclusion, representation, diversity. I did it myself. Because
again, you're defeating your own argument. As if you're admitting that people can do that without Lego having any kind of certain branding for their sets, then you're defeating your own argument. If you
Here's the thing with Lego. Lego can appeal to both boys and girls without pushing a ideology that should not be pushed upon children, as with pride stuff. Yes, this is what Az is basically saying that you're not understanding because you are a brainlet. Again, you hang around a bunch of very unintelligent people like Dane and Bob from Organized Chaos. You hang around a bunch of very, very inept people.
you can make your own stuff, then why does it matter if Lego has a set designed after something?
Because that's what you've always been able to do with toys, never mind just Lego, throughout the course of the whole of history.
So you can do that with any toy. So, oh, wow. So you're admitting that toys themselves can be used with the person's imagination, regardless of what the branding is. So how is it indoctrination? So you mean to tell me if you purchased one of these like trans or pride sets or whatever it is that they were advertising, that suddenly you would become trans?
It's indoctrination because you're teaching children about things that they should not be taught. It's not a hard concept. I don't understand why people like you are so hell-bent on teaching children about gender ideology and sexual orientation. They are children. Which is why I call people like you actual groomers and predators. Because y'all act like them. Y'all act like you want children to be confused and indoctrinated into this weirdo ideology that you continue to push.
Because the fact that you are right here, right now, admitting that this could be done without the sets themselves would insinuate that trans and gay people who have purchased Legos in the past could have been doing this already. So is it necessary for them to make it? No, but it's clearly not.
Okay, it's not necessary to make LGBTQ Lego sets. We've established this. We already know. You don't have to make the point.
Not indoctrination if you yourself just picked up 2 toys and played with them, insinuating that because they are the same gender, that they can be with each other. You've just disproven the entire purpose of this video.
Three, community one.
Well, then buy it and make it straight. If you buy the set and you don't want it to be a queer family, then don't make it a queer family.
The whole point is the whole point of the set is to try to have this inclusive nonsense included in children's toys. It's the same thing with the protect trans kids flags being put in a kids movie, in a movie that's targeted to children. It's the same thing. But once again, you fail to understand what the points that Az is making in this video are, because you're not very intelligent yourself.
You can make Legos anything you want, right, Az? John, you can't.
Yes, you can make Legos anything you want without pushing an agenda into a toy made for children.
Order them or whatever. You can get the pieces and make.
Most children are not going to be taught this garbage that about gay and trans people, because it's not the normal thing. Yes, gay people exist. Sure, trans people exist, but it's not the norm. The norm is male, one female, as mommy and daddy.
To set yourself if you want, but it was specifically made as an exhibit, as a celebration of queer families.
But kids are not queer. Kids are not trans. Kids are not gay. They don't even understand what that is. And you're trying to push it. You're insinuating that it should be pushed on them through everything. Through toys, through media, through comic books, through cartoons, through video games, probably.
So, completely 1,000% misrepresentation and outrage content on Az's part. I shouldn't be surprised, but I felt, like...
No, he's talking about it shouldn't be pushed on children, on a children's toy. You don't have to put that on a children's toy.
I should go out and look this up and get more information on this. This was an exhibit. It was an art piece. It was not a sales pitch for anyone.
It was 100% a sales pitch. Okay, moving on to the next clip. Heel versus Babyface using bigoted, phobic, and adjacent language. There's no ideology. You want to believe so badly people can just not be who they are, and it's effing disgusting. No, we want to believe that children can't consent to your weirdo gender ideology and be mutilated. Simple.
Why can you push a man and a woman, but you can't push a same-sex couple? Well, guess what? One propagates the species and one doesn't.
That is so disgusting.
That's just a fact. I'm sorry that facts hurt your feelings, you soy boy.
Knew it was going to come down to this. Are you propagating the species right now? Is that what you're doing? Do you have like a house full of kids? Are you participating in that? Propagating the species.
He does take care of his nieces and nephews.
Is not a determination of one's value or worth or being able to have something in the world. If somebody chooses to never get married or never had kids, are they not supposed to have any sort of entertainment? Are they not supposed to have anything else in their... Like, this is such a dumb, debunked, bullshit argument.
It's not a bullshit argument, considering that modern feminism teaches young women that a career over having a family is better. Having a career over having a family is somehow better, yet later in life they always regret it. They always regret choosing a career over a family. It's statistically proven that women with a family are much happier than women with a career. It's just a proven fact. Sorry that facts don't give a shit about your feelings or your little ego that you seem to have with people who have a different opinion than you do.
I'm actually not shocked that he said this. It's bigoted.
It's not bigoted. It's just you're a pussy.
Language. It is homophobic language and queerphobic language.
You think everything that doesn't agree with your weird worldview is somehow phobic or bigoted. Just say you're a pussy. That's it. Just say you're a pussy. That's all you have to do. We already know you're a pussy, but you can just admit you're a pussy. You understand?
This is another corporation targeting children for not the purpose of the product, but for the ideology behind the product.
There's no ideology. You guys love that word. It doesn't fucking apply.
It always applies. You just don't want it to apply because you're going to destroy your whole narrative of corporations trying to push this BS on children, the impressionable minds, the upcoming youth, the upcoming adults in life.
I am not part of a gay ideology. I am a gay person.
That's great, but you play victim all the time with your sexuality. You continue to play victim all the time. That's the problem that people have with you. No one cares that you're gay. You can be gay, you can live your life. Stop using it as a way to play victim, and stop trying to push it on children. Stop trying to push your worldview on children. Let kids be kids. Let kids enjoy kid things without you pushing your way of life on them and confusing them. It's not hard.
A trans person is a trans person. A lesbian.
A trans person is a mentally ill person.
Is a lesbian.
The fact that we're still doing this, where we're normalizing it, is not good. It's not good for their mental health. You're normalizing it. You need to stop normalizing it and call it what it is.
Non-binary is non-binary. Bisexuals.
Non-binary is not a thing. That's another mental illness that is taught by leftists mostly.
Bisexual. There's no ideology. There's no ideology in that.
The ideology isn't the person's sexuality. The ideology is pushing said sexuality on children. That's all it is. Again, you're not understanding it because you're fucking stupid. Sorry about the dog.
You like to use the word ideology because it sort of absolves you from having any sort right responsibility for what you're saying.
No, he uses the word ideology because it's there.
Because you want to believe
it is present in what Lego is doing with these sets.
So badly that people can just not be who they are, and it's fucking disgusting.
Yes, kids are not gay, kids are not trans, kids are not non-binary, kids are not pansexual, kids are not queer. Shut the fuck up about this nonsense about kids basically wanting to be who they are. Kids don't know who they are because they're kids. They don't give a shit about any of this. And it's weird that you're still talking about this nonsense. That you seem to want to push this on children. It's fucking weird, dude. Again, sorry about the dog. I don't understand why when I'm recording there's always a dog. It's like the same dog barking all the time.
They are the flavor of the month, member of the alphabet community to try and push.
And that is a slurish phrase.
That's not a slurish phrase. That's not a slur at all. You obviously don't even know what a slur is.
I know it's not totally considered a slur, but it is slur.
So again, you backtrack 2 seconds after you said something. This is why people see you as disingenuous. You literally backtrack 2 seconds after claiming something was slur adjacent. You went back and said, well, it's not really a slur. Shut the hell up, dude. You're very unintelligent. That's why you hang around unintelligent people. You are just like the people you hang around with. You act just like them.
Slur adjacent.
You spew a bunch of crap, you don't know what you're talking about, and then you backtrack on your nonsense when you get called out on it. Alright, we got one more video. Airrick wants Az to say his video is 18 plus prove he's not a disingenuous grifter. Yeah, because Az is definitely grifting, being concerned about a product that is pushing an ideology on children based on a product that he actually buys. Az has proven to be more of a fan of things than you have. Again, I've said like in the beginning of this video, Az actually buys Lego sets. He does live streams building those Lego sets. Shows pictures of buying Lego sets. Same thing with Warhammer. He buys Warhammer and he paints Warhammer. So for you to sit here and say he's a disingenuous grifter, meanwhile he buys the product that he's calling out. He buys the product, loves the product, and yet he's still able to separate the two and able to call out the bullshit that they put out to tell you right away that he's not a grifter, dude. But again, you are the sum of the people you hang around with.
Beer People are outraged that a trans woman is advertising beer
because it is a male product. Mostly men buy it, and that's why they lost over $6 billion. Because you have a trans woman who is a male advertising a male product. That's why. It's weird.
You yourself are obviously mad about it, and you just said when you're 18 you can do what you want. In most states in my country, you have to be 21 to drink. These guys are disingenuous. Just disingenuous pieces of shit.
You are the last person that should be talking about anybody being disingenuous. You hang around disingenuous people. You hang around openly racist people who love to be disingenuous towards a black man who went out and made his own comic book company. But you want to call everybody else disingenuous. Meanwhile, you can't even look in the mirror and see that you are the actual disingenuous person. You are the person hanging out with disingenuous, openly racist people.
Shit.
Yourself. Do what you want to your own body. It's your choice. You're an adult.
It's not because you just complained about Dylan. Stop with this bullshit, like placating.
And when you're dealing with kids here,
you don't care about kids.
To indoctrinate them and twist them.
He definitely does, considering he takes care of his nieces and nephews every once in a while. He actually does care about kids. Unlike you. You want to push this bullshit ideology onto kids. You are the one that doesn't care about kids.
You don't care about kids.
When they should be under the...
Enough. We're done with this. Enough about kids. He doesn't care. So here's the deal. Straight up. He doesn't care about kids because of the fact...
Clearly he does when he's calling out the bullshit that a kid's toy company is pushing on kids.
That his video is obviously not 18 plus.
It doesn't have to be 18 plus. It doesn't have to be 18 plus. Why would it have to be 18 plus?
It's a video that is available to everyone to see because he cares about the money. He cares about the money because it's...
You're literally doing the same exact thing he's doing. You're making a YouTube video on someone else, right? I'll fully admit I'm making a YouTube video on you, calling out your BS because you're being disingenuous about content creators that I like. Which I don't like that. I don't like people who openly lie about other content creators. And you know you're openly lying about other content creators that are doing it better than you, that are making a living on this platform. And you're trying to call out people that you know nothing about. You don't even do research and know nothing about the content creators you talk about.
Issue is only affecting him now with the Dylan stuff and all these other things that are popping up that apparently are triggering these conservative people or these grifters.
Again, you don't even know what the word grifter means. You are the one that's grifting off of these people. I'm just calling you out on it. I'm telling you like it is. And I can guarantee I will be more successful than you will because I'm not lying about the crap that I'm talking about. I understand the content creators you're criticizing. But you don't. You're out here criticizing people. Again, you don't even know their content. You don't know who they are. You've never watched them. So how do you know anything about them? You just listen to Dane because he's a dumbass like you.
They're jumping on it because it's the flavor of the week, as they say.
It's called the trending topic of the week. Yeah, the trending topic in pop culture, because that's the kind of channels these people run. Pop culture channels. No shit, Sherlock. You fucking moron.
They're mad that Dylan and other people here in the community are the flavor of the month or whatever.
They're not mad at Dylan. Dylan made a company, a multi-billion-dollar company, lose over $6 billion.
But then they do the exact same thing on their channels. They do the exact same things. I'll never call them out for being the flavor of the week or the flavor of the month because I know that's just the way it is with capitalism. That's the way it is when you're selling stuff to consumers.
Oh, so that's what your real problem is. The fact that you can't use the system of capitalism to make money. Oh, okay. We totally get it now.
That's how that works. That's how that works. However, him getting mad about that and then saying if you're 18 you can do whatever you want, but then complaining about Dylan, complaining about targeting kids when Dylan is advertised.
Because for the most part, Dylan is making fun of actual women with his nonsense. That's the problem that you're not getting. That's why he's talking about it. Because someone like Dylan is making fun of actual women and acting like he knows what the hell they do in real life. Especially when he's a spokesman for Tampax. Something he can't use because he's not a woman.
Beer, it seems a little bit disingenuous, and it's just pretty much bullshit.
Once again, we're going to reiterate who you hang around. You hang around pop counterculture, disingenuous about Airrick's book and Airrick's fans, always saying bullshit. Bob from Organized Chaos, who's also got destroyed in a debate live by Airrick July and basically exposed himself for being a groomer. And Dane from Actual Fandom, who's somehow a concern troll about Airrick's success, which I'm going to actually put a clip at the end to prove this.
The misrepresentation in the thumbnail got to me.
And then we got you, who is a disingenuous ass person yourself, misrepresenting who you're criticizing.
Because you used a product that is 18 plus to advertise this clip that you wanted to show, and then you didn't even talk about the thing. Like, I don't think you even mention it in here. No, you don't even talk about the thing that you advertised in your thumbnail. You just showed a random Lego set that is an adult Lego set that came out 2 years ago. Yeah, I call bullshit. I call bullshit on all of this. You even destroyed your own argument by saying that when you buy a Lego set, you can do whatever you want with it, but then in the same breath say that somehow a Lego set with a specific design type is indoctrination.
Because once again, you're being a disingenuous person. A regular Lego set doesn't have any kind of messaging or ideology attached to it, yet the one that he's referring to is the one that does. So like I said, you are the sum of all the retarded people that you hang around with that live to be disingenuous fucking people. But here, we're gonna play a clip from Dane himself, where he's somehow concern trolling Airrick July about who he is, right? Play this real quick.
It's just sad, man. Like, I really wish that Airrick July would just have the confidence in his character, in the Rippaverse, to just sell it, man. Just sell it on its own merits. You're doing great in terms of representation, dude. You've created
Really, this says Isom wins the AF award for black representation in comics made out of spite and greed. No, it's made out of passion for the medium that Airrick used to love. He used to collect Marvel comics. I can guarantee he has more comics than he's read more comics than you've ever read in your entire life, Dane. Because you don't know shit about Airrick July. You're another one of those people who sit here and criticize a content creator you know nothing about, simply because you cannot be the white savior for a black man, and you're part of the people who called him a chunky monkey and decided that was okay. So shut the fuck up, bro. In real life, you'd get called the fuck out in person and on the internet. Come on now.
A fucking badass black superhero. You're putting that representation out there.
He made a black superhero to prove the point that you can create original black characters. You can create black characters without tokenizing an original white character. That was the whole purpose of creating Isom. Because Isom is not a token like you claim he is, because you don't even know what tokenism is, and you swear up and down you know what tokenism is. You don't know shit about comics. You and your dumb posse think Miles Morales is a legacy character, meanwhile he's a tokenized version of Peter Parker, who is Spider-Man, because Miles Morales is still Miles Morales to this day. He is not Spider-Man. Spider-Man is Peter Parker.
And I salute that. Lean into it. Why do you have to disparage other shit to boost yourself?
Because he's passionate about comic books. He talks about how crappy the comic book industry is right now and wishes it was better. And he says, here, I'm going to put out a product that's going to shit all over this current stuff that's going to return comics to form, just like anybody else outside of the mainstream comic industry who's making their own independent comics, like EVS and Shane Davis and John Malin, who just want to make the medium that they grew up creating and loving fun again. Thank you all for checking out this video. I really do appreciate all the new subscribers, returning subscribers, new viewers, returning viewers. If you liked the video, hit the like button. Do not interact with these people on any of their social media. Leave all your comments in the comment section down below. I read all the comments. If you do like what you've seen, also hit subscribe. Turn on the bell for notifications so you get notifications anytime I post a new video, and I will see you all on the next one. Peace.